Little Christmas Eve action. Happy Merry Christmas Eve. Trump reportedly considering firing Fed Chair Powell. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin denies. Zero hedge. Mnuchin. Wouldn't it sound better if it was just Muchin? He's the guy's a freaking mooch. Muchin or Nuchin? Mnuchin. What English, or well, maybe it's not English, that's the issue. What kind of word starts with MN? Mun. Municipality? No. Municipality. Not municipality. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's move on. Why am I doing this right now? This is a very short article. Well, since I still have the Q page up, you know, Fed gold was the answer. Gold. Do we have the gold? Yes, gold shall destroy Fed. And January, February, March 2019, 2019. We search for that. And he talks about 2019, the push for voter ID based on verifiable intel of fraud. 2020 plus is now safeguarded for the elections, he says. But I want something else. 2019, 2019. 2019, come on. The plan to have the Fed raise rates steep incline beginning March 2019 in an effort to kill the economy prior to 2020 presidential election is known and planned for. Structure change coming? Now, at first, when I heard that, I figured structure meaning he's going to fire some people at the Fed, he's in Trump, and put his guys in at the Fed. Pro-friendly to you and I, not deep staters, Trump good guy kind of a thing. And sure enough, I see this, article today from Zero Hedge, which actually was posted Saturday. Trump reportedly considering firing Fed Chair Powell. So that would make me think what I thought was correct. He's going to clean house at the, there's more than one Fed chair. Of course, there's the top Fed guy, the board of governor, the, like the Bernanke, the, what was her name? I almost said Mattis, not Mattis, freaking General. What's her stupid name? It's aggravating me now. Janet Yellen. So that's Powell's role now, right? He's the top dog. But they also make decisions with the other Fed heads of the different branches. There's 12 branches, right, of the Fed, and then there's the 13th, I guess the final one, right? Or is it just 12 total? Whatever. The main dude. Trump reportedly considering firing Fed Chair Powell. Update, shortly after 6 p.m. Saturday, Steve Mnuchin posted a pair of tweets in which he denied that Trump had ever suggested firing Powell, which of course is to be expected. After all, it was Mnuchin who picked Powell. And it was Mnuchin who was blamed on several occasions by the president for picking the former lawyer as a Fed chair. Mnuchin says, I have spoken with President Trump, and he said, I totally disagree with Fed policy. I think the increasing of interest rates and the shrinking of the Fed portfolio is an absolute terrible thing to do at this time, especially in light of my major trade negotiations, which are ongoing. But I never suggested firing Chairman Jay Powell, nor do I believe I have the right to do so. So that's what Mnuchin said, was quoted by Trump. So there's a bit to this article, but that's the main key. So again, was that whole thing fake news? And when Q says, and I quote, the plan to have the Fed raise rates steep incline beginning March 2019 in an effort to kill the economy prior to the 2020 presidential elections is known and planned for. Structure change coming? When I hear the word structure change, I mean, when a company restructures, because that's the closest thing I can keep. And again, the closest thing I can think of, it is a company. The Federal Reserve is a privately owned company, just like my other video from Sunday where I showed you, oh, listen, the Security Exchange Commission, it's a privately owned company. That's interesting, isn't it? Why are we having privately owned companies regulating things that are trillions of dollars potentially? You know, like what? And they've been abusing their power, according to Q. Anyways, another privately owned company known as the Federal Reserve. Structure change coming? Now, again, you could say, well, management change, you know, change of management. But why wouldn't Q just say that? Change of management. Well, because Q has to pretend that everything's a coincidence. So if he uses the word structure, well, that could be literally the structure, the way the Fed operates, the Fed even being in existence. Hey, we're going to back our money by gold. Structure change coming. The Fed, we're not backed by gold. So your little interest rate games that you have to play to pump, we no longer need you to screw with that. You can go ahead and keep the rates low now. You know, whatever. It could mean that, but it also could mean personnel changes. But you know, according to Stephen Mnuchin, who by the way is a former Goldman guy, isn't he? Steve Mnuchin's history. I believe he's a former Goldman Sachs guy. People were all pissed off, you know, when he got selected to be Treasury Secretary because they were protesting at his house, and his $23 million house in California. You know, foreclosures and everything else, and here you are. You know, but whatever. So either A, there's going to be a change at the Fed. And again, it might simply be, as he said, but I never suggested firing Chairman Jay Powell, nor do I believe I have the right to do so, was quoted by Mnuchin about, his quote was from President Trump, he said. Now, if that was incorrect, because he's doing at President, real Donald Trump. So Donald Trump's going to see his tweet from his Treasury Secretary, not to mention he already knows what he's going to say anyways. And he's quoting, saying, I quoted the president saying that he said basically he doesn't have the right to do so. So since there's a whole lot of people resigning, I wonder if the personnel change is still going to happen, basically. And that's what he meant by structure change, that Q did. And we're just going to hear Jay Powell's decided to step down. Oh, well, I didn't fire him. I didn't let him go, did I? Yeah. See, I didn't think I had the right to do that. So, yeah. Hey, it was nice knowing you, Jay. Take care, buddy. Again, when you have dirt on all these people, you just send them a little manila envelope. Here you go. Open it up. Kind of like they saw our presidents, the first ladies, the little at George Bush's funeral, and they looked at it, and then their president and husband looked at it, and they were like, oh, crap, we are in trouble. Same thing. Open your little manila envelope. Hey, what do I got here? Someone paying me off again in another company, lobbyist paying me off to pass a law for them? Or, all right, Christmas is early. Oh, whoa. This ain't Christmas. This is coal in my stocking. Oh, my God, how does President Trump know that? Ooh. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and resign so I don't get in trouble. They just made me an offer I can't refuse. Resign. I'm telling you, Steven's song, his parody, redact, don't do it, don't let the people look through it. Fi-hi-hi-sa. Give it all up again. It didn't get nearly enough views. That video, and I think at some point it will. I think it'll go viral when all this stuff starts coming out. FISA, oh, great. Redact, don't do it, or don't view it. They have it all. Q keeps saying these people are stupid, we have it all. They were just waiting for the right president to get in there. And there seems to have been, maybe what I'm hearing lately is like a 10-year plan that was in existence. So in other words, 10 years ago from the time Donald Trump was elected, which would put us back to 2006 roughly. That's for whatever reason they were waiting for this time frame. So I think back when Jerome Corsi was feeding Donald Trump the stuff about Barack Obama's fake birth certificate and all that stuff, I said, why in the hell is he picking real estate, empire boss, Donald Trump to tell this to? What the hell? Who would do that? Unless you knew that guy was going to run. So when was he doing that? He was doing that way before we even heard Donald Trump was even kind of thinking about running. So that was probably like what, 2013 or something, 2014 maybe, I don't know. So now they got the guy in charge who's willing to play ball with these people, military people that know what's been going on, but hands have been tied because their commander in chief is part of the club. If they even did one little thing, they'd be let go too. Like Barack was already doing 197 or 79, whatever it was, 179 officers or higher, people being flushed out of the government by Barack. Yeah, in the name of transparency, yeah, let's get rid of all these people. So this was a multi-year plan. I think they knew what was going to happen. They're implementing their plan. It's going to be fine. And I just cannot wait to see this happen, because the other way is if they take out Donald Trump, we're going right back to the schedule we were on before. New World Order back in our face, criminals running our government, and the crackdown on free speech and banning people from it's going to get worse until, honestly, I think a revolution would happen in this country at some point. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted, again, it's just on my mind about this. So I said, you know what? Let me tell my people, what I'm thinking, because I think some of you guys are thinking the same thing. I see some of your emails, and I'm like, yeah, I think we're on the same page on some of this stuff. So Donald Trump loves gold. He loves the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.